Thanks for stopping by today. And we're midweek. every time I think of Wednesday, I think of that commercial. They brought it back, the one with the camel walking through the office. What day of the week is it?
Dr. Garko, what day is it? Hump day.
They've been replaying it every time I see it. Mike. What time? Mike? What day of the week is it? It's Wednesday. Oh man. Crazy.
So yesterday we released our Fans of Dr. Michael fan page on Facebook.
Dr. Michael Garko fan page?
Yes. It was released yesterday. We put that up.
Good thing somebody told me.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I didn't tell you is because I wanted it to be a surprise for us coming on the show today for you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And it's like a personal view into your life and people, how they appreciate you.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Oh, good. This is good.
So, and we're at 59,000 views now on our YouTube channel. So
unbelievable.
We're 800 away from, little less than 800 away from 60,000 views.
Wow.
We have almost 500 subscribers now on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get it through Roku. You can get it through almost every handheld device. It's great because you can go back and look at the archive shows. It's in closed captioning.
A lot of people do that.
So that way, a lot of the products that are on there are actually spelled out in closed captioning, so you know how to locate them. So it's good for the consumers. We also have a playlist up there now with different sponsors that have come on, and their playlists are on that YouTube channel for you.
Wonderful.
And one of the best things about it is you can respond back. I had a guy the other day that said, he goes, I make my own garlic extract. I said, well, why don't you call in and tell us how you do it?
I don't have time. I just buy Kyolic.
Yeah.
Which is
a great fan of that, by the way.
Oh, that product is unbelievable.
No, I'm off my cholesterol meds, right? I told you that, yeah.
There you go. The product is, people ask me, what supplement should I take? I said, there's, if you're on a budget, there's just a few that you can take every day that will serve, you'll get a big bang for your buck. Kyolic Age Garlic Extract is one. BioSil is another. Those products, you just get so much. I mean, they work. That's what you're looking for. They work.
I'm 45 and I'm just now getting gray hairs, and it's because I wouldn't say it's because I started taking the BioSil, because everybody in most of my family, my nephew's 20. Well, you met him. He's 23. He's got gray hair. He looks like a Q-tip.
He looks like a Q-tip. Well, we're glad you're there, and things are just a mess around here with the traffic. It took me 2 hours to get to work today. It's crazy. Keep it in perspective. We have a new sponsor. We're going to see if we get him on today. We're trying.
Yeah, there's a little breakdown in communication, so I'm trying to call her.
We're scheduled to have Reviva Labs on. You talk about a bang for your buck. This is a natural, how can I put this? Natural products, natural solution cosmetic company. And they've been around decades. And their products are just off the chain. Unbelievable. And the price is right. And the products are well made. And I'm excited about having them on. I've been trying. They used to be a sponsor many years ago. And Steven Strassler, who was one of America's first estheticians, owned a company then. He was alive then. He passed away. He started the company. He was the nicest man. I'll never forget him. He was one of the very first guests. And Reviva Labs was a sponsor, and they're back. And I've been looking to have a cosmetic company on the show that had wonderful natural products that would serve people well, would really help their skin and, serve a healthy purpose, not only just to beautify, but to make people healthy. and to look better. And your skin is the largest organ of your body. It's an external organ, but it's the largest organ of your body. And it's exposed to so many environmental insults, dietary insults, lifestyle insults. And people spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to make their face look better, their skin generally, you know. So I'm just telling you, you'll see as time goes on when they come on, they're all about the science. They're very good. As you well know, many of you, especially the women, because you buy cosmetic products, you know how costly they are. I mean, you can go to a cosmetic counter and drop $1,000 just like that. $500, no problem. Easy with some of these high-end cosmetic products. And all kinds of claims are made about them. And many of those claims are just not true or can't be confirmed. So I'm very, very excited about having them on as a sponsor. We're trying to work to get the guest on. Scheduled for today. That may happen, may not. We'll see. In the meanwhile, you're always invited to call the show. We love it when you call. I appreciate you. I appreciate your listenership and your viewership. And I'm interested in what you're thinking about relative to your health, wellness, and well-being. Questions that you might have. Ideas that you'd like to share. Experiences, stories that you can tell that would help other people. And I say this, and I've said it many times. Maybe you think I just say it, but you can have more of a persuasive effect than I can, any guest can. When other audience members listen to somebody in the audience talking about their experience, it's very, very powerful. It's powerful. And I'm just a messenger here. I'm just like you. I'm looking for answers too and trying to figure things out. I just happen to do this for a living. That's all. I spend most of my life studying and doing all this all the time. And that's okay. I love it because it helps other people. And, it's a gift. That's a gift. When you can help others in this way, it's a gift. I cherish it. I embrace it. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. So call the show. I don't care if you want to talk about the weather. It's okay with me.
I actually do have a question about the weather and skin. And I was hoping we could get a hold of her today. My hands are chafed.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe.
Wintertime is, in fact, that was something I was going to allude to and talk about on the show with the guest today. I had it in my notes to mention how the weather affects skin. These are the winter months. Now, we're not here in Boston or Chicago or Manhattan, Pittsburgh, or some other place where they're getting hammered with cold winter weather, Wyoming or wherever. But even here, with the cold weather, you can tell your skin starts to dry out. Moisturizing the skin is a key, essential to having healthier skin. And the skin, as I told you, is the largest organ of the body. It serves a purpose. It has many functions. So these kinds of things will come up. So we come back. Going to talk a little bit with you about, there's a story that was trending about how a plant-based diet benefits not only humans, but planet Earth. And, when you look at plant and the word planet, they're only different by what? One letter? welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being there. So, if there are no plants, there is no planet as we know it. I won't get into all the science and the weeds on, no pun intended, on this, but the importance of plants and photosynthesis and this planet. I mean, it's just, I guess, it's just kind of curious that there's only a letter difference between the word plant and planet. I mean, that's just linguistic coincidence, but nevertheless, maybe not, and how it's all worked out. They provide us not only with the food, but they provide the planet with necessary processes to help it survive. And there's an article trending today about how plants are not only good for humans, but they're good for the planet. And that is true. The interactions of plants with the environment is it's a marvel, and it's so central to plants form the basis of the food chains on the planet. Plants must, how they work and how they interact with the other elements of the planet to make this thing work. This rock that spins in the middle of space is just an astonishing phenomenon. I mean, it's just breathtaking. And the scientists that study it and work with it every day, day in and day out, I mean, I'm sure they're highly motivated and have much, and make great contributions. But nevertheless, and I didn't want to get too scientific about this, but as it turns out, let me find it here for you. Eating a whole food plant-based diet, or just a plant-based diet, a diet that's based on whole grains and plants, benefits both, as I said. This is according to a report that was published this week. It was commissioned, and it was a commission of a dozen of experts from 16 countries. And the report was published in The Lancet. And it wanted to determine the optimal diet, if you will, for humans and the earth. You're saying, what? The earth needs a diet? Well, yes. And and it found that if people around the globe would follow a plant-based diet, it could save over 10 million lives and preventing 20% of adult deaths every year. That's amazing. One of the researchers in the project, Dr. Brent Loken, said, we asked, what kind of diet do we need to optimize human health? That has been a question that's been asked for hundreds, if not thousands of years. What are the limits that the earth can actually tolerate? And he went on and told ABC News, some reports look at it differently. Like what level of greenhouse gases need to be reached and then work backwards. This gets woven into climate change. Then he went on, after reviewing numerous studies, the commission recommended a diet high in vegetables and grains and low in meat, fat, and oils. It laid out specific amounts in quantity and calories for people from age 2 all the way through adulthood. These kind of projects are significant. It takes a lot of work to do this. You got scientists from 16 different countries working in concert to answer a question, a research question, and trying to figure out what is the optimal diet for humans, what is the best diet for the planet. Eating a certain way can destroy the planet. And people don't think about it that way. They think, well, food is just food. Well, food is not just food on so many levels. This is yet another example. The study was based on, in terms of humans, was based on a 2,500 calorie diet, which is the recommended calorie intake for a sedentary to moderately active adult. Moderately active women should consume about 2,000 calories per day. The researchers in the study recommended that this diet include about 600 grams of vegetables per day. We'll have to figure that out, what that is in cups, which comes out to be, how about this, 4 cups. Got everything prepackaged here for you. 4 cups of broccoli, for example. About 200 grams of whole grains per day, which is about what? A cup of, let's say, dry brown rice, or 4 cups cooked. About 200 grams of cooked black beans, for example. Other kinds of beans, lentil beans and whatnot. That's about 4 cups. Replacing a 1/4 pound of ground beef for a plant-based option will allow for another 5 cups of good cooked lentils, they said in the article. This diet still allows for other foods, including starchy vegetables, which I am a fan of, sweet potatoes, Japanese type, and any other kind, sign me up. Nuts, fruits, some oils, and some sweeteners. Now, what dietary patterns that impact the planet? If you go to environmentalworkinggroup.org, they talk about how the planet is severely affected with the consumption of too much meat. I'll see if I can get into that and break that down for you. We'll be back, LTN Coast to Coast and globally.
Don't be stressed out or anxious.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Thanks for stopping by. And there's this new report. It's published in The Lancet on how a plant-based diet is healthy for humans and healthy for the planet. And it sure is. Make no mistake about it. If you go to the Environmental Working Group and look for the EWG's Meat Eater's Guide to Climate Change and find that report, you will learn a lot about how food and generally, but plants specifically, have an effect on the planet. And I won't get too much into it today because I want to bring on our guest from Reviva Labs, Nancy, and we'll get into it at the top. Maybe at the top of the hour, I'll highlight some of the other points that is being made in this new report. It involves scientists from 16 different countries and talking about the importance of plants to human health and to planet health. How about that? And I'm a fan, and it has great implications. I know it's sort of abstract, and people, not everybody's walking around talking about it, but that's how you make things. You have to somehow put a spotlight on these things, on these kinds of issues, so you make it important, make them realize how important this is, and we'll get into it. So Gary's going to tell you how to connect, and then we'll go ahead with our reintroduction of one of my favorite companies, Reviva Labs.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us, share us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have over 59,000 views now at Let's Talk Nutrition, where everything is archived by date and up there as closed captioning. And don't forget, you can check us out on Roku through your YouTube app also. And our guest today, I don't know if let me bring her from Reviva Labs, right, Doc? It's Reviva Labs, right?
Absolutely.
It's Nancy Reamer, Reimer.
Yeah, I know Nancy. Nice lady, smart. Nancy, welcome to the show. Thanks for getting up so early. You're out there on the left coast, right?
Yes, I am, and good morning.
Good morning. We're great. Thank you for coming on. We're so excited I've been telling the audience that Reviva Labs is going to be a sponsor. They're going to be on, and I've been doing that for several days. If not a couple of weeks back, I was starting to do that. So we're excited about having you on. We really are.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Great company. I was sharing with the audience many years ago, Steven Strassler was on the show, and as you know, he.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so great! Yeah, our founder.
Yes, yeah, and he was one of the first guests on the show, and in fact, as you well know, he was one of the first licensed estheticians in the United States, and he was such a nice man. I always remember that. So I don't know. He was kind to me. He was kind to me. That's all I know. And he came on to the show, and he was so relaxed and informative and interesting. So I never met him in person, but I understand most people, by all reports, he was a pretty good guy.
That's what I understand, too. I never had the pleasure of meeting him, unfortunately. But you can still feel his influence within the company. It's very much a family-owned and operated company. It's still owned and operated by his wife, Judy.
Yes.
And I call us a big little company.
Yep.
Because we're certainly available all over the place, but it's really a small team of people that make it happen. And he is and continues to be our inspiration. And as you said, it's really interesting. I think that he was one of the first estheticians licensed in the United States.
Licensed esthetician,
really
yeah.
The brand.
Yeah, I know. And last year you celebrated your 45th anniversary. The company did last year in 2018.
Yes. happy birthday to us, huh?
Yeah, 45 years. That's remarkable for any company to be in business that long. And I was sharing with the audience that how important, they say, well, cosmetic products. Well, there's more going on here with cosmetic products than cosmetics.
Yes.
So we'll get into all of that. I just wanted, if you could share, introduce the company to the audience. We have listeners across the United States that listen on terrestrial radio, and then of course we stream the show, and it's worldwide, and we get 30,000 hits a day on average worldwide. But many of since we started 14 years ago, the audience has grown by leaps and exponentially. So if you could reintroduce the company to the audience, I would be very grateful. What is its mission, and so on? Whatever you feel is important for the audience to know.
Of course. Well, like you said, we are 45, going on 46 years old. So we're what we call a legacy brand, and that's 45 years of experience of formulation, of relationship building with our customers, and listening to their needs. And the fact that Mr. Strassler was an esthetician really informs the way we formulate our products. So what I mean by that is he had a chance to see how salons and spas, which were some of our first customers, really,
yes,
talked to their customers and really satisfied their individual needs through individual products or ingredients. So Mr. Strassler took that idea of that one-on-one, let me help you with whatever your skincare concerns are, and this is what I recommend for you. He took that idea and just brought it to the masses. So we would be called we're more like solution-based skincare, where you can find any solution to any problem you have with your skin. Whether it's brightening, and we'll get into this, I'm sure, but brightening or restoring, firming, hydrating, we have something for everybody within our line. After 45 years, there's quite a few products on the shelf.
Oh, I know you do. And I was looking at how you have them organized as into categories that you alluded to: anti-aging, firming of the skin, hydrating, which is foundational, no pun intended, foundational to skin health, restoring the skin, revitalizing the skin, anti-aging products, brightening products, which is interesting, that concept of brightening, and defense types of natural cosmetics. Reviva Labs offers natural solutions to natural, it's like natural skincare, and the formulations are fabulous. We come back, we'll tell you more about the company, and the products are just, wonderful.
Feel tired? Look.
largest organ of your body. It plays such a vital role in your day-to-day health and life. It protects you from, it detects and protects from hot and cold. It regulates your body temperature. It protects your muscles, your bones, your internal organs from what? From outside environmental infection and disease. Yeah, and much more. I'll as we go along over time, I'll tell you more about it. Just so you know, the average person's skin covers about an area of 2 square meters. It accounts for approximately 15% of average person's body weight. The average adult has approximately 21 square feet of skin, weighs about 9 pounds, and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. You're starting to get the picture, right? Nancy Reamer is our guest, educator for Reviva Labs. We already have some callers, so they've been waiting in the wings. Let me bring them on right away. Dale in Tampa. Dale, welcome to the show. Great to have you on.
Hey, how are you guys this morning?
We're good, thanks. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, since you have a skin expert in, I have 2 problems that I wanted to ask about. One, I have to shave every day with the job that I have, so I get the little annoying shaving bumps on my neck, and I wanted to see if there was something that would solve that. And also, I'm just getting up there in age, the little bags under my eyes, anything that could help there as well. So
dry skin, yeah, okay. Oh, those are great questions. Don't hang up.
Yeah.
What about for men, Nancy, when they shave off, they get these, those ingrown hairs and whatnot on their neck, and they get these shaving bumps everywhere. What about that?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry I have to shave every single day because it just must get so aggravating, and it causes inflammation too, which causes the redness and the irritation. So I think it's twofold, really. I think maybe at night, using something like glycolic acid from our anti-aging line, which would also address the just general wanting to take care of the best you can of your skin, and getting older. So the glycolic acid cream, glycolic extract, ours is in an all-natural base, and there's no mineral oil or any petroleum derivatives at all. It's very mild. But what it will do is a very gentle, non-drying exfoliation. And I think what might help is if you keep that area well exfoliated, then it's less likely to have ingrown hairs or have maybe dead skin cells clogging the pores around the hair follicle. So I think if you can keep it exfoliated with something like our 5% glycolic acid cream, we also have a cleanser and a toner. So to start out more gently, or maybe make a more of a traditional regimen of that. And then at nighttime, I would make sure that daytime, I would make sure that you're using something to protect your skin from the environment with our sun SPF 25 Defense Moisturizer. Because you need hydration too. So this is a hydrating cream plus an SPF 25. And, as Dr. Gorko just said, your skin is the largest organ of your body, and you do need to take care of it. And it's the environmental assault on our skin that.
What about the eyes? I get this all the time. People are asking me about the dark circles under the eyes, fine lines, bags, and so on. Those are the kinds of issues. And I know your products well. How can you address those kinds of issues?
Well, by making sure that you do use an eye product every day. The area around the skin, around the eye, is less thick. It's thinner than the rest of the skin on your face and certainly on your body. So that's why it tends to show tiredness through bags or wrinkles much more easily than the rest of the skin. So you want to make sure that you're always providing a little extra nourishment, if you will. So one of our top sellers is the Eye Complex Firming Cream, and that's for under-eye shadows, for bags or crow's feet, as we call them. And it's a wonderful combination of herbs and plant extracts that actually firm but also help to improve the circulation of that area. So the well, I don't know if your listeners know this, but I've always been taught that when your eyes become tired, the body, in response to that, will, and this is tired through, looking into the sun while you're driving or looking at a computer screen all day. It's irritating to the eye, and as a result, your body wants to soothe the eye area, so it sends a lot of excess water to that area.
I
and unfortunately, sometimes that water hangs around after the irritation's gone, and we call it, puffiness, and sometimes it sends extra blood too, and then we get leftover, blood hanging around in that area, and we get dark circles.
What's the name of the product?
It's called Eye Complex Firming Cream. It's under the revitalizing category. Now, we have quite a few eye products, but I'm just letting you know sometimes people like to go with what everybody else likes, and that is, like I said, one of our top 5 selling products. So, but we do have it under our
where can I find that?
Too.
Where can I find
that? Under the revitalizing category.
Yeah, and you can find...
Is there a website?
Yes, you can go to revivalabs.com. Dale, go to revivalabs.com. These products are sold in fine health stores throughout North America. If the retailer, the health store, doesn't carry it, you can ask them to make them aware, and they can order it for you. They might want to introduce the product line into their store. It does well, man, and the price is right. Go to revivalabs.com, and when you get there, you'll go to the link about the products under Revitalizing, and there you will see that particular product and other. They have several other eye products. That was a great question. That's a good. The eyes.
Thank you,
It turns out that the thickest skin you have on your body is at the bottom of your feet. The thinnest skin on your body is your eyelids, where your eyes are, your eyelids. And when you apply creams and makeup and whatnot to the under your eyes, you're not to rub it in. Is that right, Nancy?
Yes, it's generally. You don't want to add any more pressure than you have to on that delicate eye area.
Do you sort of tap it in, or what?
Yes, and people.
And welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for stopping by this 2019 edition of Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and globally. Nancy Reamer, educator for Reviva Labs. I'm a pretty easy book to read. You can tell my tendencies. You can pick up my biases very easily. They happen to be one of my favorite companies, have been for many years. Honestly, if you were to come to my house right now, and I have in my bathroom, the one, I have a full drawer right by the mirrors, fully dedicated to Reviva Lab products. That particular drawer is full.
I'm shaking my head yes, because I've been there and seen it.
Gary helped me move into my new home, so he knows everything I own. Yeah, I've used their products for years. I use them every day, different ones, and I change up, try different things, but we'll get into it. It turns out that how you live, your lifestyle, and your diet, as well as the environment, can be potential risk factors for the health of your skin. As I told you, it is the largest organ of your body. It protects the body from environmental insults. It protects your organs. It is the, it comes between you and the environment. It's your connection to the world. It protects the body from infection. As I said, it protects the internal organs. And the sun, pollution, extreme weather. Now, up north, in Northeast and Midwest, wherever, where the winter is severe, the weather has profound effect on the skin. Nancy could even address that. We could talk about that. And you might want to consider, what do I need to do to protect my skin during the cold winter months, or like here in Florida during the blistering hot summers where the sun is just, you can cook eggs on a sidewalk down here. So you can just imagine what it does to your skin. And then stress. You're saying stress? Yes. Day-to-day stress can age you like nobody's business. And there are reasons for that. We can get into that. Your poor diet. You smoke. I can spot a smoker a mile away. Mile away, all I have to do is look at their skin. Alcohol. Drink a lot of alcohol, it'll be reflected in your skin. And it's interesting. The skin is typically a mirror into what's going on inside of your body. Many of the old school doctors, man, they look at your skin. It's interesting. That's a rudimentary kind of clinical diagnosis technique. It's very basic. Looking at the skin, looking at under the eyes, or the patient have dark circles. What could that reflect? Too much toxicity? What? It could be a reflection of a lot of things. And you notice when people are ill, where does it often show up? You can tell. Where? In their eyes, under their eyes, and in their eyes too. Not as bright. Not as bright. So this is interesting. It's an external organ. Your liver is the largest internal organ. We're not going to talk about that. So, the things that you have to be aware of, you need to hydrate the skin. People are concerned about that. They're concerned about dry skin. They're concerned about fine lines and wrinkles. They're concerned about firmness, losing firmness, the sagging skin, the wrinkles, the blemishes, dark spots. When you get these dark spots on your hands, for example, that's a buildup of lipofusion. That's cellular debris. And that's on your hands. That also happens in your brain, by the way, which is bad news. So these brown spots, the skin being dull, not having a nice, bright, vibrant, the skin not being smooth looking, all these kinds of concerns. You can do something about them. Your diet and your lifestyle play a big deal. I alluded to retailers who might not carry this product. You should. I'm telling you, it sells. It work. They work. The products work. Speaking of retailers, let's go to Clarksville, Georgia. There's a store there called Ada Zinc, and Rufino Pato is the owner of that store. Rufino, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Doc. Boy, I've been looking for a company like this forever, and we don't have any products. Like, women come in all the time looking for really good skincare. I mean, I have some really good skincare items, but as far as, the makeup and the eye firmers, that stuff I've been looking for my store. So I will be contacting her. I am one of the stores that do not carry them yet, but I will be. Trust me on that.
Go to their Rufino. Go to their website, revivalabs.com, and you will see. I mean, they've been very thoughtful about how they organize their products, the categories, their formulations. You can't carry all of them, so you have to be strategic about that. But I would recommend you go to their website. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're fine. But one thing, if you're using it, it's, I know you. I know you very well. And you're not one of those just try something out just for the heck of it. It's got to be scientifically proven. It's got to be research. I know you, so I'm going to. That's why I'm so excited about this product. I've got to see if you got a drawer full, I've got to have it in my store.
I'll bet you right now in my house, I'll bet you I have at least $500-600 worth of product sitting in my drawers at home. At least.
We talked about this before, where people watch their diet and they do everything they're supposed to do, but then they get in the shower in the morning, they turn on the hot water, they open up all their pores, they use chemical soap, chemical shampoos, chemical conditioners, they get out, use chemical toothpaste, put on chemical makeup, chemical everything. The first 30 minutes of their day, they have totally ruined their body the first 30 minutes, not realizing every pore in your body is open. You're just pouring all these chemicals in before you even eat breakfast.
I know. I know. It's a good way to start your day, right?
Yeah. You to kind of slow that down. Go ahead,
and you'll find also that the price point on the products, you don't have to take out a second mortgage. Some of these natural care cosmetic products, even in the natural products industry, I mean, the price is, my God, they're so expensive. Not so.
And in the UK, there's 1,500 ingredients that they will not use in their cosmetics, and we're only up to about 8 in the United States. So yeah, this company looks amazing because people don't realize what they're putting into their body. We only regulate like 8 different ingredients that are not allowed in there compared to 1,500 in the UK. So we're not even close to trying to be healthy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure if you talk to somebody at Reviva Labs, they would be happy to guide you in, getting that product into your store and what would be the strategic way to buy those products and which ones would you carry. And I know and men are starting to use more cosmetic, natural skin solution products that more than ever before. I mean, a lot of men won't talk about it in public, but they do. They even use makeup.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, check your chat, Rufino.
Right. What's that?
Check your chat real quick.
Check your chat. He said, check your chat. How are you doing down there in Clarksville? How's everything?
Everything is wonderful, Doc. Just things are booming. We open at 7 every morning, so at 9 o'clock we put you on. And I just want to give a big shout-out to our local radio station down here, WRWH in Cleveland, Georgia. They're the ones that put you on, and they got me connected with you a couple years ago, and my story's never been the same since your show. You're amazing, and I just love what you do, and I get excited every morning at 9 o'clock to hear what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah,
I learn from you every day.
Well, thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. We love that. Thank you, and I'm sure Reviva Labs will support you with their products in a way that that you need. Let us know how you do. Let us know what you put into the store. We'd love to know. Okay.
Absolutely. Gary can go ahead and give her my information. They can call me or I'll call them. Either way.
Okay, good. Gary,
okay.
We'll take care of it. There you go. Ridgecrest Herbal's original Clear Lung supplement has been Health, wellness, and well-being. If you just take each one of those are different concepts. They mean different things, as I have explained on this show. And when you look at the dimension of wellness, for example, there, it is multidimensional, and your diet, your lifestyle, your social connections, the way you live, all of those factors get woven into this. Social, emotional, it is multidimensional. And how people look when they look in the mirror has a profound effect on how they feel. It does. And if you don't look well, you don't feel well either. And if you don't feel well, you typically don't look well. They go together. But there's a reason why billions of dollars are spent every year on people trying to look better. It makes them feel better. And so this whole idea of cosmetics and whatnot, it's it's so implanted into the culture, not only ours, but other cultures. This has been part of human existence forever, people wanting to look better. And, how do you do that? Turns out that Reviva Labs, a new sponsor for Let's Talk Nutrition, has spent a considerable amount of time, effort, resources in formulating natural skin care products that will help you do just that. And I know this from firsthand experience. I use the products every day, every single day, 7 days a week. And I'm a big fan, and I recommend. That's why I'm excited to have them on. So it's easy for me to talk about them. I have a bias, and I admit it. But that's okay. Nancy Reamer, whom I've met, is very versed in this area. She's an educator for Reviva Labs. And Nancy, welcome back to the show. So we had a retailer call in. I guess I don't know if you heard the call or not, but he's excited. He's going to try to get the product into his store.
Oh, and we're going to help him. Yes, I was very excited to hear his enthusiasm to try to bring something in for his customers that will really be helpful to their skin. And as you said, both men and women. Skin is skin. Everybody
so let me ask you this question. If you were to put together like a little kit, starter kit for somebody, man or woman, men or women, women and men, whatever, what would that little package look like? What would that kit look like generally? A general all-purpose.
Yeah, general. Sure. I think, I was thinking as you were just speaking right there about taking care of your skin and how much it's a reflection of how you feel. And I was thinking it's so easy if everybody would just wash their skin, particularly at night. Do you want a cleanser? You could throw in a toner just to make sure that the skin is pH balanced and ready to receive other ingredients on top. That's generally what a toner does.
Okay, so you said, let me interrupt you so we can break this down. The first thing you said was cleansing the skin, and then you referred cleansing and toning. Okay, let's just take the first one, cleansing. What products from Reviva would be in this little kit to cleanse the skin?
Well, I think I'm going to pull mostly from our anti-aging collection. I think most people are concerned about aging. So we have a cleanser and a toner in that collection of products that uses glycolic acid, which just gives the skin a little bit extra deeper cleansing. And I think, as you have been alluding to, most people are concerned about their skin and aging. Chronological aging of the skin can start as early as 25 years old. So it's never too early to start adding a product line that addresses aging. So it's cleansing, toning. Again, a toner generally helps set a pH balance for the skin, but it's particularly good for a blemished skin because it just removes excess cleansing, excess oil, excess dead skin cells. So it's an added bonus for a blemished skin. And then you want to make sure you find a good moisturizer.
Okay, so the cleansing, let's go back. We'll get there now. The cleansing and the toning, what's the name of the product or products that could be from Reviva Labs?
In the anti-aging, we have glycolic acid facial cleanser.
Okay.
And then the toner is called the glycolic acid facial toner. We are very descriptive in our names.
No, it's
exactly
good. No,
what it is.
helps me. It helps me for
Not the
people like
fancy.
me. I paint by numbers.
Right,
So the
exactly.
glycolic acid facial cleanser, glycolic acid facial toner. Do you use those only at night, or do you do it morning and night?
I would recommend morning and night. Morning and night. Some people, there may be some discussion about whether or not you really need to cleanse in the morning, but I think, particularly again, if you're troubled with blemishes or occasional, as the other caller, Dell, had the shading bumps, I would absolutely recommend cleansing with the glycolic acid facial cleanser and the glycolic acid facial toner for his skin as well, just for that little extra boost in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Morning and night.
You mentioned moisturizer. Women, primarily, they are the primary target audience and market for cosmetic companies and natural skincare products out of the natural products industry. They constantly are looking for a good moisturizer. I hear this all the time. When I go into high-end department stores, Nordstrom's or whatever, or some of these high-end, and I always go to the cosmetic counter and talk to the people that work there. They know a lot about skin, and I enjoy talking to them. And they always tell me, Dr. Garko, it's about. I ask, what's the most common question? What's your best moisturizer? What's your best moisturizer? We come back. Let's talk about that and why moisturizing the skin is so important. And some people tend to have dry skin, and some people tend to have oily skin. Now, should people have oily skin moisturize? Okay, we'll take a look at that. We'll be back. a little bit ago and was talking about people get up in the morning and take a hot shower and they open up the pores of their skin and end up sometimes putting on toxic chemicals on their body, on their face, and all over their body, whatever skin products or skincare products they're using. He makes a wonderful point. And it turns out that moisturizing the skin is a very important component of skincare. My guest today with Reviva Labs is Nancy Romer, and she does a great job, great educator, knows a lot about these kinds of issues. Nancy, welcome back. So we talked about cleansing and toning the skin, two very important things to do. Moisturizing. All the people that I talk to, especially those who work the cosmetic counters, I've learned a lot from those, mostly women. Once in a while, a man will be working there. And they always tell me, moisturizing the skin, moisturize the skin. What is up with that, and why is it so important?
Well, it goes back to the skin being the barrier for your body against environmental damage and to protect you. And in order to protect you, you need to keep that barrier in good shape. So hydration is part of that function. Everybody gets a little dry now and then, even oilier skin. But we have a whole category of our products devoted to hydrating the skin. And in that category, you'll see a number of ingredients that in particular help bind moisture to the skin. And that ingredient would be hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic acid. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hyaluronic acid is a wonderful ingredient. We put it in serums. We put it in some of our creams because it, as I said, it binds moisture